Hello everyone, Lisa is here, Aaron's here, Devlin. Okay, all of you just let me know when you've got audio and video for me. Good to see you. It's good to be back. I have a really good strong signal tonight, and so that's a nice thing, nice change. Alrighty then, let's see. Hello, Susie. Hello, Killswitch. Good deal. You can hear me. All right, then. That means it is time for an intro. All right, everybody. Well, it is good to be back tonight. And Aaron, let's see, Comrade Nerd is here. Okay, Killswitch, hi. All right, so you all were here Thursday night. You know what happened. There was some weird, well, it wasn't really weird. I know exactly what it was. Just it was kind of an equipment failure sort of thing. But I've got a good, strong signal tonight. We're all plugged in. We're ready to go. And I have another new piece of equipment coming as well to like prevent this sort of thing in the future yet again. So I'm going to have like redundancy, thank God. But right, so tonight a weekend stream to sort of make up for the other night. Make that up to you guys as well as to myself, because I was really irritated that happened. And hopefully we'll get some trains tonight. I heard one earlier, but it's Saturday. Traffic on the train tracks tends to be a little bit less during the weekend, but anyway, it's good to see all of you and good to be back. So let me know what you're reading tonight. I am still into this one, really liking it. So yeah, like I said, I hope we get some, Aaron. It's like it's a little bit lighter traffic on the weekends, because I think most stuff gets hauled around during the week when everyone's working. These are mostly like cargo trains and stuff. I don't think we get too much Amtrak up and down these routes, but we'll see. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. Let me know what you guys are working on reading tonight. It is a pleasant, mild night, which is a really nice relief, because another thing that was wrong with Thursday night is that it had been storming all day. Everything was wet. The front porch here that I sit on was wet. And it was just kind of bonkers. And then I was really rushed in the setup. Today was so much more relaxed in the setup. I've just been kind of sitting here already reading for like 35 minutes because I just took it easy. And that feels so much better. Much better frame of mind for me tonight. No stress, so that's good. Okay, Ordinary Monsters for Lisa. Devlin's still reading Incidents Around the House. The Last Son by K.D. Edwards. That appears to be just a trilogy that a lot of folks have slept on. I think largely because it came out from Pyre, and Pyre is... They used to be a really just forceful, prominent, independent imprint. Back in the 2000s when they started up, and then their presence in the industry has really waned since then, which I'm sad to see. But at least they're out there still trying. So anyway, I think that it seems to be a trilogy that needs a lot more attention than it's getting. Susie is still on Pride and Prejudice. Aaron is finishing up Gardens of the Moon. Wow. Deep complex fantasy. And Killswitch is researching the language of flowers. Huh, okay. Oh, well, hello, Kale. Good to have you back. I'm glad to hear that you're having a good night as well, Devlin. That's awesome. So, yeah, let us know when you get to the, no spoilers, but let us know when you get to the bathroom scene in your book. And we'll see how that goes. All right. So, not really a whole lot in the way of announcements. My most recent video on the unpublished books, the science fiction books that died with their authors because they didn't live long enough to finish them, is really doing numbers. It really is. It's performing bafflingly well. So I am very grateful for that. That is one thing that really kind of makes me feel like SFF180 is back for 2025. So not seeing the waning numbers anymore. So I'm very grateful for the reaction to that video, and I'll have more like that coming, as well as my traditional content, my reviews. Still don't know what is going on with the mailbag, but I'm going to predict that I'm going to be back more frequently with those as well, because I'm going to be a lot more active this year requesting physical ARCs and physical review copies, because NetGalley just did this thing. They have completely changed the kinds of files now. The books you download and that you get. It's a different kind of a thing. They're not EPUBs anymore. They are, they're protected by this technology called LCPL or LCP. That's the little suffix on the file. And that is a DRM technology that, as far as I can tell, has not been cracked. Now, yeah, I can understand that, why publishers would want that. I already told you guys here that I did a thing. Every time I get an ARC from NetGalley, I would remove the DRM. But, I'm not this POS who uploads and pirates ARCs, right? I did it just for my needs. I have a specific e-reader that I like to use, and I want to be able to sideload. I want to be able to have control over the books, and I won't necessarily read a book in that little 50, 60-day window they give you, so I want to have it there available to me, and it's just for me. I never make this stuff available to other people. But maybe they were having a real problem with that. Maybe they were just seeing a lot of stuff ending up on these piracy sites, and so that's why they did it. So I get it, but it's kind of disappointing, because what it means is that I don't actually have an e-reader now that will read the new files, except on my desktop. There's no equivalent thing for my iPad that I like to read on, so I can't use NetGalley anymore. And what that means is now I have to be active in requesting physical copies again. So physical copies start coming back in to the mailbox. That's going to mean more mailbags. So there we are. That's the little publishing world drama for this week. But it's a privilege to get the books anyway. I'm not going to give horses in the mouth, but I have to kind of I shouldn't have to change my whole system of doing things. And they didn't give us any warning. They're just like, one day there was an email and it's like, boop, hey, this is happening now. Everything is now this format, not the other format. And that was like, well, if it would at least have been a courtesy to let their users know this is like happening in a month, happening in 6 weeks or whatever, or 2 weeks. We never got that. It was just, hey, here you go. So, all right. You don't need to hear me ramble on more about that, but I just thought it was an interesting thing that happened, and maybe the positive offshoot of it will be more mailbags. But anyway, wonderful to have you all. Sorry about the other night, and we're going to make up for tonight with some good times, good reading, beautiful weather. The tea lights are out again, maybe some trains. And so, Josh, good to have you. Raph, good to have you. Just bought Earth Abides. Very cool. Classic book, and I think it's just getting a new... Is it going to be a new series? I think it's a new limited series that's going to start streaming soon. I'll have to look up where, but, yeah. Interesting thing about where I'm deciding to shoot that video outside, Kale. Maybe I'll talk about that later, but, it was circumstances in the house having to do with all the construction and the changing around inside the house that's going on. That was just like, well, screw it, I'll just go outside. It turned out to be a nice environment for that, so, and you're right, I agree. I think it benefited the quality of the video. So maybe I'll do more of it. If the weather's good, maybe I'll just go outside to record reviews and things like that. Find some pretty backdrop scenery. The times I've done it in the past have always worked, so. All right. Okay, so, that's it. Going to a possible Neuromancer series. From the time Neuromancer was published, there have been you know, the rights. The rights, I could, oh God, don't get me started. Because there have always been like a film rights thing going all the way back to the 80s. And, yeah, nothing has ever actually been pulled together. I have not heard anything recent about Neuromancer. So, who's to say? I'm starting the countdown. Okay, it's all right. Cool. 45 minutes and counting, guys. Starting now. The train has arrived to lead us into our reading adventure. It's the clear weather that makes it so much louder. Ooh. Hey, Preston. Well, it is essentially about a watery world. The flooded world. Glad to have you. Huh. Okay. Okay, everyone. Well, that right there is session 1. So I will be back as usual. 5 minutes. See you see you then. 7 happiness marriage. I actually like Snapdragon. Deception, gracious lady. I'd like to see what you do with that. That would be kind of cool. Alright, see you in 5, everyone. And right in time. Train is back. Hello, Renee. Good to have you, Comrade Nerd. Hi. It's literally the train just got here. Oh, hi, K9. Okay. Nah, yeah, okay, there you go. I recognize your avatar. Good to see you. And the train is saying hello as well. I'm gonna just let it roll before I start the clock again. Tom yum soup. But I've gotten to the solid bits. Tomato. Yes, K9. As Comrade Nerd says, we were cut short, drastically short, on Thursday night, so it's a makeup session, as it were. Well, that's good to know, Susie. That's good to know. At least you got into a rhythm. That's so just, I guess, making lemonade out of lemons, I suppose. Yeah, it's a good long one. I hope everyone is having a nice reading session. It was a very quiet first hour, wasn't it? First session was just very... So... But I had to go inside and get my coat because it was mild when we began tonight, but it has probably dropped another 10 degrees in that time, so I thought, well, I better bundle up. So, yeah, this is a long one. It's just moving right along. I think you must have. They've been waiting for you all night. Hello, Karen. Good to have you. We're all just kind of chilling to the train at the moment. Oh, nice choice, K9. Well, that's good. Yeah, this is a long one. Maybe could be about 50 or 60 cars, I don't know. Well, that's a great way to start the second session, isn't it? Wait, I'm going to go ahead and do the clock again now. And then that going on, okay. Well, actually, before I do hit the timer, before I do hit that reset button, yeah, isn't it, Odin? Hopefully we'll get some more tonight. Okay, before I start, a little bit of neighborhood gossip. So the house just across the street from me. Some of you maybe have heard me talking about this in past streams. Maybe I have, I don't know. Anyway, it's a beautiful old, like, southern-style mansion. Dates back to, I guess, the historical heyday of the town. But it has really kind of been in disrepair lately. Like, it's really kind of... It's sad to see, actually, really. Somebody had bought it temporarily. About a year, I guess over the last 2 years. Tried to do some repair on it. I guess it turned out to be a bigger job than he was anticipating. And he backed out of the whole thing. It was sort of like an owner-financed purchase, and he just sort of let it go back to the seller. And that's sad, because one of the things this guy did was cut down this absolutely gorgeous, like, 120-year-old massive oak tree in the yard, because he had this idea that he was going to expand a building, or at least move a small building into that space. And now it's gone, and now there's nothing but a stump where that beautiful old tree was, and it's really upsetting. But anyway, so it's been like this almost, abandoned haunted house on the street. But I looked over just now as I stepped inside during the intermission to get my coat, and there was a light on. The porch light is on, and at least one of the downstairs rooms has a light on. So, scratching the old chin in curiosity there. Maybe the owner has come back to sort of look the place over. Maybe someone has tried to buy it again, or is in the process of that. I mean, for a house this old and beautiful and massive, you could probably buy it for pennies on the dollar, but then you'd be looking at spending at least $1 million to upgrade it, renovate it, shore up the structure, because I'm sure it's got structural problems. I mean, the damn thing looks like it's leaning. But now there's a mystery light, and it's like, So it's fascinating. Who knows? Maybe some new drama to report. But, yeah. But very sad to see what's happened to the place, and, yeah, that guy was... Well, I mean, that is as good a theory as any, K9. So, if lights just start randomly flickering on and off, then I'll be excited. Then I'll be like, yes! Because lots of houses in this town claim to be haunted houses, but this one would be like, let me show you something. So, before, oh, I know that. No, don't worry. I won't feel the temptation just yet. But yeah. Oh, we were so upset we were upset enough when he cut the tree down, but to find out that he just, after a while, went, meh, all right, changed my mind, and then just pissed off back to Dallas or wherever he was from, and left it in the state it's in, is just, that was really infuriating. A beautiful old tree. Anyway, so now, after a few minutes, a train, and I guess a little creepy, weird, local, spooky story, we're gonna start again. 45 minutes and counting, session 2, and well, yeah. I guess there is that, Devlin. It would be nice to see the place restored. When my parents were alive and had this house, you know, they're best friends from we lived in Houston, and I was going to high school, and then their daughter was in my class. We weren't like close buddies, but my parents became, and their parents became really good friends. They moved in and bought the place and ran it as like a legit B&B, and when they had it, it was frickin' beautiful, right? So to see it run down is sad. You know, cut a tree down. Every tree. Oh my God, yes. I would be massively salty about that. I don't know about secret burial plots, but it wouldn't surprise me, because the house was originally like located elsewhere in the geography of the town. There's a river. Well, there used to be this massive river that ran along this town in the 19th century, late 1800s. This town was a big river port, so you'd see like the big paddle wheel steamers would all pull in here. Okay, and oh, that sucks, Susie. That's really bad. But this house used to be down close to where the river was before the direction of the river was changed due to like natural damming and stuff like that. And at that time, it was a brothel. And the front of the house you had a big balcony along the second floor, which is no longer there. But yeah, a lot of boarded up in Baltimore. Wow. Yeah, it would not surprise me. It's just sad when they kind of let the places go, you know. But this town does have an ordinance that, you know, homes of a certain vintage have to be restored. Because it keeps the character of the town, I guess. Because tourist dollars are very important to this little town, so... You know, and to get those tourist dollars, you want to have the old homes intact and looking nice, so... Anyway. Oh, I bet there are, Killswitch. There are other homes. I know of at least one. I don't necessarily think this one, but I have been in at least one other house around here where they have, they're kind of closed up now. I'd love to dig them out, see them dug out, but there are, like, you go into the back of a pantry and you open a door, and there used to be, like, a ladder or steps leading down to, like, long underground tunnels. And that would go under the whole town, maybe from the river to some other location. And these towns were used to hide escaped slaves. So, wow. People might start needing them again these days. So, maybe dig them out. I don't know. It's scary times. But, all right. That's enough of that. Yeah. Always amazed when they move into our houses. Yeah. Especially back then. Right? You think that must have taken a huge effort. Entire blocks. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Well, if I didn't have enough reasons to hate Chick-fil-A, I've got them now. Wow. Oh, now that's heartbreaking. That should just be criminal. My golly. Okay. Not good. Not good. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you for listening to my little stories. Let's go back to our reading, and hopefully we'll get more trains. So, Okay. Well, it sounds like something Chick-fil-A would pull, but whatever restaurant it is, that was, yeah, that would not win. I don't think that would win much goodwill from the locals. You know, you would think, right? Well. Mm. Well, that just means, to me, on my end, that just means this mic is really good. And that excites me to know that. I got the good equipment. All that nerdy YouTuber gear fixation. Excuse me. Oh. Thank you so much, George. And it's lovely to see you. Your generosity is always humbling. I hope you're doing well, old buddy. Huzzah indeed. I hope you're in good health. I had a massive chest cold all last week, which I had just gotten over, or not really gotten over, it's still lingering, enough to where I felt good to broadcast Thursday night. And then the tech problems happened, and then it just all went to... No, if it had been something that interesting, that would have been great. It was just a much more mundane loss of signal due to, I think, some bum equipment that I had, and so, but I've got a really good, clean, like, Ethernet hookup right now, and good stuff. So, henceforth, all will be well. We are living in the future at last. Yeah. Currently looking at 93 down and about 40 up, so not bad. Oh, 47 up, excuse me. Is that going to be a film, Ref? Or like a show or a film, or... I hadn't heard anything about it. Pardon me. hope it's a live action series and not one of those imitation anime things. Is it Amazon or Netflix or yeah? Do fill in the missing info. Okay. Well, that's intriguing. Oh, good. Okay. Well, I guess I'll be willing to at least give it a shot. Just like I'm willing to give Alien Earth a shot. You know, going in cautiously. Yeah. Okay, Prime. Ah, alright. Well, I mean, that's... Prime at least gets behind their shows, whether they're good or not, right? Netflix just shows, you know... shows are like shovelware to Netflix, you know. And they just premiere a lot of stuff. Maybe one or two will stick. Even the ones that do stick don't get any more than 1 or 2 seasons. One, if they're very lucky. So, we will see. Yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it's good, too. We'll find out. I'm one of the unusual people who really, really liked Blade Runner 2049. I liked what Denis Villeneuve, attempted with that. And interesting expansion on the story. You know, a way to kind of conclude Deckard's story and give it some closure, right? So, yeah, I guess we'll see. Now, that could be the case, K9. Yeah, that is what I understand, George. I know that also before it went into absolute development, 9th level of hell, Alien 3 was going to be set on Earth. That was the first plan. And then that went away, and they got William Gibson to do a script treatment, which I can understand why they didn't actually go with Gibson's script. Now that I have heard it, you may or may not know, but William Gibson's script has been fully dramatized as an Audible play, and they got Michael Biehn back to play Hicks and Lance Henriksen back to play Bishop for their little dramatization of Alien 3. But what is done with the story in Alien 3, I think I can look at that and see... I can understand why the studio was like, nah, not quite what we're after. But they've taken bits of it and kept it for the lore. The whole, aliens, mixing humans with the little subplot in Romulus. If you saw Romulus, there's a bit where they discover that they're trying to meld the xenomorph DNA with human DNA to create, super soldiers, right? That's pretty much from Gibson. So there's things that they kept that William Gibson did, but they didn't want William Gibson's story for Alien 3. Interesting, yeah. Oh, okay, so you have heard it. It alarmed me how old Michael Biehn sounded. We're all getting older, but yeah. His voice, I thought, his voice was even more gravelly than Lance Henriksen's. I think Lance Henriksen must be 100 years old now, but it was cool that they did it. I like that they did it. So, but I still have not read Pat Cadigan's novelization of the Alien 3 story that Gibson did. So scripture. So I'll be interested to see what I have that book, but I haven't read it yet, and I'm looking forward to it. So maybe I'll bump it up the list. Okay. Anyway, well. Chattiness is back, but yeah, it's been a good night, good trains, and some good reading we've been doing, so yeah. Well, that'll probably be the only way they can keep the Freddy and Jason franchises alive, George. And, Iggy shows up in his full Stooges glam getup and lays waste to all of them. So... Anyway. England was Freddy, actually, K9. But, yeah, I think he's retired generally, though, but, yeah. I know a lot of purists who would not accept the, God, what's the actor's name? You know, he played Rorschach, right? So he's now become this kind of edgy character actor. He's been around a long time. And they got him to do Freddy. Kind of gave Freddy a Rorschach quality, but, yeah. Of course, of all the purists who are like, nope, there is no Freddy but Robert Englund. I mean, I get it. Fans are like that, you know, but, yeah. Gosh, what was his name? Anyway. Jacket, thank you, George. Yes. And he's been around for a while, Jack. I mean, like, it was a child actor in the 70s or early 80s, I think. You know, a teen actor, and then just kept his career going. Yeah, I see what you mean, Kelswitch. I think that's a good way to think of it. Yeah, no one was clamoring for that remake exactly, but then... Oh, God, now I'll have to watch that again, George. What a way to start your acting career, though. Think of it, right? You get murdered by Donald Sutherland. Like, I would brag about that. It's like, I'm in this movie, and guess what happens? Guess what happens to me? It's so cool. Donald Sutherland kills me. Ah! Right? Mm. Mm. Well, you know, Hollywood was just like making grimdark movies in the 70s, right? The producer would like go to a studio and it's like, you know, we got Al Pacino and he's like this total heroin addict. It's like, green light, sure, you know. Very different time. Hello, Aura. Glad you showed up. Feel free to join us for the next, I guess, 6 or 7 minutes. Oh, that's a good deal. Well, there we go. That's I'll just try that every week. Comrade Nerd. Must work. I know. Well, if the train keeps going by, I'll go a little longer. I'll always hold over for a good train. Don't worry, Killswitch. I'll do one more chapter. It's only like 4 pages, so. Yeah, I don't know myself, Kelsey. I can't remember the last time I saw a silver dollar. So I assume you mean the thickness. But now that's interesting because, I know, like when we were kids, you put pennies on train tracks, and then after the train went by and we'd go and get them, and they would be like totally squished out flat, little oval copper shapes. So, but and I'm pretty sure silver dollars were quite a bit thicker than pennies, of course. But interesting. Well, I'm going to have to double check the potatoes thing. That may or may not be true. Could just be an internet rumor, but we'll figure it out. Oh, George, you just found the opening and did it, didn't you? Well done. Although it is L-E, not E-R. But I will forgive you this time because it was well segued. So, nicely done. Okay. Well, everyone... don't mean to have a sad, but yes, I think that is, we're gonna call it an evening unless I get enough thumbs up to where, we'll go another 15 minutes. I don't have much longer to go before I hit 50% in this book, so how does everyone feel about another 15 minutes? Willing to keep going? So it's 9:30 p.m. here for me, so 9:45. How does everyone feel about that? There's a... look, Guido. That looks... Okay, all right, 15 more minutes. I mean, you're on the East Coast, 10:45, but it's Saturday night, so who cares? We can go a little later because it's a weekend, can't we? All right, we'll do this. 15 more minutes. I'll try to get myself to 50% here. Maybe we'll get another train. Just more time to spend together. The looks like the tea lights are more or less holding out pretty well, so yeah, let's go for it. Awesome. Okay, Susie. Well, it was wonderful to have you. Feel free to just fall asleep in the middle of all this, to our train sounds and our nighttime chat. But yeah, okay. All right, good. Well, we'll do this then. I'll cut this off at 45, and, hooray, yeah. Why not? It's a weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. All right. Yeah, I'm not particularly ready to quit myself, so, yeah. You take care, Susie. See you Thursday. Hopefully. Well, K9, the fam deserves it. Of course, we all deserve it. That is a promising sign. Just George, good. That sounds very exciting. Yeah, George, I kind of had the same reaction. It was like one day, like all these books by this same woman just turned up on the horror shelves at my Books A Million is my local chain store near here, and it was like, yeah, who is this lady and where'd she spring from? And her books do kind of all have a sameness to them, at least how they look. So I'm still waiting for reviews from a trusted source. But yeah, I guess she really made a name for herself as an independent writer, and wangled that into a trad published contract as as the Canine said. But something happened, like in fantasy. The same thing kind of happened with this author named Jennifer Armentrout. It was like one day she just sort of sprung from nowhere and had 16 books in the fantasy section, and it's like, weird, okay. And of course now she's got big contracts as well, but strange. It's just like all at once there they were, right? So I don't know. I mean, I see the stuff. It has to me, anyway, first impression cover, a generic quality to it, but who knows? Maybe she's got some good ones. Okay, that's interesting, Canine. About all the pseudonyms. I guess she kept working until she found one that worked for her, so. Ah. Okay, Josh. Well, thanks. Okay, well, thanks for the filling in of information there. You speak truth, George. Oh, okay. Okay, now I get it. So she just churns the books out and parcels them out among the different genres, I guess. Okay. No, she would not be the first to do that. Okay, everyone. Well, I've got some dogs to feed supper to and other things, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Now, it was worth it to stay over, definitely. And yeah, in the distance, I could kind of sense that train was coming, so I'm like, we're going to stay for one more train. But I want to say that it has been wonderful, once again, hosting all of you tonight. I feel like this night more than made up for Thursday, but I will be back again Thursday. Usual time as always. And hopefully, touch wood, I'll have another video of some kind ready for next week. Might just be one of my regular, style of review videos, but we'll still see. I've got a few things that I'm chewing on, and it's just kind of about making that decision to keep going. So, yeah, Aaron, hasn't it? It's been a good night. A really good night. Oh, George, yes, I know. I'm behind on that promise, as always. So I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, let me think about working on that this weekend, or over the next few days, anyway. And thank you for being here, George, specifically. Your generosity, as always, very humbling. Thank you all, as always, for being here. It's just great to have these moments of peace and reading time and chit-chat with all of you. And thank you as just for being part of the SFF180 family. It means a lot. All right, so until I see you, snap, snap. All of you again next time, please stay safe and healthy, and happy reading to you all.